Welcome to Briterion Bollection. We're back. I know it's been a minute. We've been busy, in our personal lives. Shit happens, but we're back. First episode of the new year. Luckily, we were able to do one before January ended. So it's like still technically, like a new year-ish episode. Took a minute. I'm your host, Kevin. This is my friend, Byron. And the movie that we're going to talk about today is kind of obscure gem that I've liked since I saw it. It was around
2014.
Yeah, 2014.
I remember the year.
Right. So that movie is The Guest, starring Dan Stevens, directed by Adam Wingard, written and directed by him. And we were thinking what movie should we do, so this was one that came around, and it was like, we both like this movie.
Yes, this was when we brought it up, I was like, you know what, this is a good choice, and also to shed light to it because I still don't find too many people that have seen it.
Right.
And I was just telling him I had a coworker that saw it and liked it, so it's good that we can talk about it and get it maybe more people more exposure to it.
Yeah, it's still kind of obscure, and sometimes it's on Netflix, and sometimes it isn't.
Yeah,
that's actually the first place I saw it was on Netflix. I heard about it before that. Well, also here's Mal, by the way. Here's my cat Mal. He's in the middle hanging out, as he tends to do. So I remember it was like early 2014 or mid 2014, and my friend who's an actor, and he watches a lot of movies. He was telling me randomly one day we were hanging out because he lives in LA. And he's like, dude, have you seen the trailer for The Guest? And I was like, the what? And he's like, The Guest. And I was like, no. He's like, dude, it looks so tight. So he sent me a link to the trailer. And I watched it. And I was like, oh, it looks pretty cool. Like, seems interesting. So I do want to see it. And then I think I was waiting for the movie to come out in theaters, but I missed it. Like, it had a really limited run.
Right.
So I didn't get to watch it in the theaters. And I don't even know if it really came out for real around here.
Yeah.
Maybe just LA and New York and some other random areas. I don't remember seeing it around here. But then one day I saw it. It was on Netflix. I was like, oh, this is on here? Oh, shit. I was like, I got to watch this.
Keep it out.
Yeah, so I did watch it, and I loved it. I thought it was great. So then I was telling you about it because that's often what you would do before is you'd come over, we'd think of a movie we could watch, and I was like, okay, this movie's tight.
Yeah, this is one.
Watch this, and you seem to like it. So that's how we got into it, really. So, Wikipedia. This is the infamous Wikipedia section of Briterion Bollection. So, Wikipedia states that it tells the story of a U.S. soldier, Stevens, called David, who unexpectedly visits the Peterson family, introducing himself as a friend of their son, who died in combat in Afghanistan. After he has been staying in their home for a couple of days, a series of deaths occur, and the daughter Anna, played by Maika Monroe, suspects David is connected to them. So Maika Monroe, she's also she's become like a scream queen. Like
It Follows.
Yeah, she's in It Follows. She's in this. She's done other tons of stuff. She's in this Long Legs with Nicolas Cage. That was also a horror movie. She's in the Hand That Rocks the Cradle remake. She's in that. So she tends to do a lot of horror stuff.
Yeah, it's a bit thriller.
It's kind of a thriller, but then kind of the sci-fi aspect of it makes it somewhat of a horror kind of.
And then they have it's Halloween themed.
Right.
You'll see if you watch the movie towards the end, there's Halloween decorations.
Yeah, it's a Halloween party at school.
Yes.
And then the goth music kind of gives it a little bit of.
So it does have the element of it a little bit there.
Right.
Yeah.
So she's like a burgeoning scream queen.
Yes.
I mean, those are already classics, honestly. So she can just sit back and be like, I've done some tight shit.
Yeah.
So the director, Adam Wingard, I don't really know that much about him, but he started off doing low-budget indie movies with his friends because he was part of this mumblecore movement, is what they call it. Like you've heard mumblecore hip-hop and stuff. Or there was a mumblecore filmmaking. Yeah. So in the late 2000s.
That's what they classified.
Yeah, I guess mid late 2000s. It was considered mumblecore because it kind of was like random, just white dudes in the middle of nowhere, making shit, filming stuff with their friends, and there wasn't much to it. It was just a lot of conversation and And sometimes they started to do a little bit of horror, like minimalistic kind of horror, like kind of like Blair Witch a little bit. I think they're kind of inspired by that. So it's like, so it was this movement, mumblecore, and I didn't really like that movement. I didn't really think it was that great. You know, as far as movements that are similar, I prefer the Dogma '95 movement from Denmark, like that. Yeah, that was minimalist, but it was like still cool. Like there was still a stylization to it. Like this mumblecore movement, I felt like it just didn't have enough style for me. But I feel like he graduated after that. Like he started doing more studio movies. So the first big movie he really did was that You're Next. He directed that, and then after that, he did this, and now he's doing like all this Godzilla and shit like that. So he does big movies now. Yeah, and so you can start off doing some low budget ass movies and move on from there. Yeah, you just need to hit something, right?
Yeah, got to get in the game.
Right. Yeah.
Go from there.
Yeah. So so the movie starts off, and it's an interesting opening shot. Like you just see this guy running and breathing heavily.
Like, what is this about?
Right. And so we cut to inside of this house, and we see this lady who's the mom of the family, and she's already there crying. She's already distraught, which I felt like was like too soon in a way. Like I felt like it was a little heavy-handed seeing her crying there. Like I know she's grieving over the whole thing, but it felt like there
more time.
Like it should have been something where it came out of nowhere more. Like maybe you didn't even realize it. Like she's just doing her normal thing, and then she knocks on the door, and then he brings that up, and then it makes her cry because it's like she has to think about that. Again, she's trying to kind of forget about it and move on, but it's like now he brought this up.
Instead of just turning her.
Yeah, but it just opens and she's just crying, she's just bawling on the couch. It's like I'm sure her son didn't just die. It's like I think it's been a while. So then there's a knock at the door, and she opens it, and we see David knocks on the door, and like but like even before that, she goes to the laundry room, and she really breaks down. Like she was already really sad, but then she goes to the laundry room and like really breaks down, and then we see, so David, he's like, oh, there I am. He like she kind of doesn't believe him because he says, oh, I was a friend of your son, and
he's in a picture of him, right?
Yeah, he's like, I was a friend of your son, and she's like, you knew him. Like she already bought what he was saying,
right?
So then
which was a little offsetting because like that was too forthcoming. Like, you just met him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like wouldn't you be more like on the fence? Like I'm sure. It seemed like she was too willing to be like, oh, okay, It's like, I don't think that's how people really.
No, it's funny. It's funny that we're already criticizing it, even though it's a movie that we like. But
But now that I'm dissecting it more, I'm like, you would have been more on the fence.
Right. Yeah, I would have thought.
She wasn't. She was more like.
She just like, welcome him with open arms, like automatically.
It was like, okay, this is kind of weird. Now that I think about it,
she's like, my son. Oh, come here.
You can do whatever you want. You can stay. You can eat. It's like,
you can have sex with my daughter.
This house is yours. Whatever you choose.
Like she really bought his bait really quickly.
Yeah, he didn't have to work too hard to get her to be like, hey, you want to stay here? Or, hey, whatever you like, you can have it.
Yeah, and so maybe there is like a tinge of doubt in her. So when he goes into their living room, he's like, oh, and he sees the picture of her son with the whole army group. He's like, there I am. He points himself out, and she's like, oh, okay.
That's solidified.
Then he's legit.
Yeah, because he's actually in the photo. So what else do you need?
And then I guess to the audience too.
Even for the viewer, he's not lying at this point. Well, that's what you believe.
Because you're watching it like skeptical, but then when he points himself out, you're like, okay, I guess he's telling the truth, right?
There's a picture.
There's evidence now. Right. So well, word to the wise: don't let random people stay with you.
If you learn anything from this movie, I think that's the number one takeaway.
That's the big moral of the story.
Yeah.
Even if they're in the war with your son, don't let them.
That's not enough to be like, hey, you can be a guest in my house.
Yeah.
That's why it's called a guest.
Right. So and then Maika Monroe's character comes in, and she's like, who the hell is this guy? She's kind of looking at him like, who the hell is he? And the mom was like, oh, this is David. He knew your brother. And she's like, okay, but she's still kind of looking at him sideways.
Right? She should.
Yeah.
Yeah. as forthcoming as the mom is.
Right. She's looking at him all skeptical. But then he puts, I like how he puts up this woe is me act. He's like, well, I'm going to find a hotel, you know, like.
Because he knew that would work.
Yeah, exactly.
He knew that she was going to be like, no,
yeah,
you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Stay here.
Yeah, it's just funny how he brings that up though. He's like, oh, you know, I'll find a hotel, you know, like
he's waiting
for
her to stop him, you know.
Like, get my bags.
Yeah.
He totally set that up just so they'd be like, no, stay.
The way he did that was pitch perfect.
Right. It was like Looney Tunes shit. Like
that was good.
Yeah, he did that. So hilariously. So then they take him to that old room. It was the old son's room, right?
Yeah. That's right.
And you see him, he sits there and the door closes, and then you kind of sense some dread there. You're like, okay, some shit is up now.
Right.
Because he's just sitting there quiet, and it's just.
The quietness made something seem like, okay, what's going on here?
Right.
You're looking at him a little different.
There was an eeriness to that. Right. And then we cut to, they're in school, and we see the little brother there, and he's getting bullied by jackasses at school, right? Football jackasses. And this scene, he almost reminds me of, he kind of looks like Evan Peters. Evan Peters, who played Dahmer in that series. Right. But he's also in the movie Never Back Down, which I hope to talk about someday. I'll probably talk about it with my sister.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. I got moments. Okay. We already did the first moment, which I highlighted.
Him entering.
Them letting him stay there and entering. Right. The second moment is what you're getting at is the bar scene, which I think I don't know if we're there yet.
No, we're not there yet. I'll get to that. I'll get to that shortly. Yeah. No, but they set up that the brother's kind of a loser. He's getting his ass
set that up before the bar scene.
Yeah. So we see him getting his ass kicked, and he looks like Evan Peters in Never Back Down, who, if you see in the beginning of that movie, he's getting his ass kicked by a similar group of guys.
There's a connection with the two
movies. Yeah, exactly. So, and then David meets him, and he's like, oh, so you knew my brother? And he's like, yeah, like I knew him.
Kind of questions him a little bit.
Right. Yeah. He kind of questions him, but he's like, all right.
He's still kind of like okay with it. Like, all right, you knew my brother. Okay.
Yeah.
You must be cool. Well, probably is what he's thinking, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the dad is kind of funny.
I think the first thing he does is like, do you want a drink? Kind of keeps inviting him to drink with him. The dad drinks a lot to that. Maybe.
Yeah, because he's like... they're like, you're gonna have dinner. He's like, okay, David, I'm gonna have a beer. You want one?
He's like, shoot yourself.
Yeah,
he says, no,
he's funny. Yeah. Actually, that actor, he was in Seven. Actually,
okay.
He's done kind of random parts,
okay.
But yeah, well, that was one of his bigger roles, I guess.
Right.
And then we see Maika Monroe's character. She's like on the swing with her boyfriend, and the boyfriend seems like a tool, kind of.
Yeah. That was a moment too.
Yeah. And but the brother, he's bonding with David during that time.
He was more willing to try to get to know him better. I think she was a little more distant, and she had her boyfriend too, so she wasn't trying to be more like, oh, I want to find out who this guy is.
Yeah, exactly.
She kind of like she could care less about him,
right?
And the brother was more like, let me kind of learn this guy a little bit. Let me get to know him.
Right.
He's gonna be staying here for a little bit, so why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Warm up to him, I guess.
Yeah, and so they kind of set up little things like, so the dad is an alcoholic. They kind of set
they say that without saying it. Like, right. They always show you, and he wants to have
has a drink in hand. Right. And then we see little shots of the music that emphasize his creepiness, like little.
They do. That was a good job. Whoever did that. Chose the music behind them. The different scenes was very good,
right?
Because it sets the mood for the movie.
Yeah,
like you can tell when the music comes on, you can tell something's about to happen, or there's something about him, the main character David. That's why they're playing this kind of music,
right? Yeah. No, I think the soundtrack is really good, and the score, and it works really well with the story.
Yeah, it corresponds very well.
Yeah, so I think maybe it goes into your next thing here. So there's a day where David picks up the brother from school, and he's basically talking to him like, oh, you don't have any friends. And he's like, oh, I have plenty of friends, just not here, online. Like he says that he asked him to point out the kids who hit him yesterday.
Yeah.
So he points them out, and he's like, okay, let's follow them. So he follows them, and they go to a bar, and he sees them there, so they walk in too. And the bartender sees him and the little brother.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, like, that kid can't drink in here. He can't be in here. Mm-hmm. But then David's like, oh, what about those guys? and he sees all the other, his classmates there
Right.
about to drink.
Right.
So they're like, all right, fine. So they let his ass in, and he takes a seat, and then he pulls out this shitload of cash. He looks like some guy from TJ. He has like shitloads of hundreds and 50s, and
he offers to pay them a drink, right?
Yeah, and like I like how he's like, okay, his finger, like
that role.
He's like, he pulls that out.
Let me showcase how much I got here. I got a lot of money.
Yeah, and but the kids look at him like, what the fuck? Like, who the hell are you? Like, where the hell did you get all this money? And he says, okay. He's like, I want to buy those guys drinks. And he's like, okay. And or like, yeah, he was like, oh, I want to buy those ladies drinks. The girl, like the girlfriends of the jackass guys. And he's like, okay. He's like, yeah, want to order them blowjob shots. And but like, you can see the bartender doesn't really like him. Like, he's like pissed off at him already. He's like, okay. He's like,
but he's got money, so
exactly. Yeah.
Offering to pay.
So then he's like, well, do you want to buy drinks for their guys then too? And he's like, why would I want to buy drinks for their guys?
But then he's like, you know what? Yeah, I will.
Yeah. He's like, maybe it's the right thing to do. And he's like, right. Yeah. He's like, he's like, give them all cosmopolitans, which is considered like a girly type of drink. Yeah. So, and he's the only guy who drinks Fireball, and it's just kind of funny. So
he drinks the more manly, brave drink, and they drink cosmopolitans.
And so, but it's funny because the kid is like, where'd you get all that cash? And he's like, cash is easy to get. And the kid's like, what the fuck? What does that mean?
In depth on how he has it. Just keeping it there, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you.
He's like, okay, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Were you gonna chime in here, or
no? I'm just gonna say that this was my second moment of the film.
Right.
With as he explains more, you'll see.
Right. What we're getting at.
Yeah, but this scene was my second moment.
Yeah. So one of the guy gets up, and he's like, hey, he walks up to David, and he's like, thanks for the drink, and he throws it in his face, like all over him.
Right.
And he's pissed. So then he grabs his fireball and throws it in his face, and that guy's face, and he starts kicking mad ass. He starts kicking all their asses.
Right.
He's like Jackie Chan all of a sudden in here.
Right.
And the bartender is pissed off too, and he's holding a bat. And he's like, I'm going to call the police. And he's like, okay, call the police and tell them the truth. They wanted drinks, but you said no, and they got rowdy. And he's like, he's just kind of shaking there with the bat. And he's like, he like pulls out the wad of cash. He's like, here's $200 for the damages. And he like gives that to him. It's like, I think it would be more than that. I think it was more than 200.
Now you think about it.
Thinking about 1,000 at least.
Yeah, you could have given that whole stack that you had in your hand.
So they come back home, and he's all bloody, the brother, but he tells him, like, you helped me out.
He earned some points for him, I think, at that point.
Yeah. And the mom is grateful for him for having his back.
Everybody's cool with them outside of the sister.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
The dad is probably neutral with them. He's wants to have a drink with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So at this point, he's winning them over.
Right. So then he goes to the bathroom to clean up, and then Maika Monroe needs to use the restroom or take a shower, and she's like knocking on the door. She's like, hey, like, hurry the fuck up. And then all of a sudden he opens the door, and he's shirtless. Yeah. He has no shirt on. She's like looking at him like, what the fuck?
Right.
Like, this is weird.
Yeah, a little awkward.
Yeah, but she's like turned on, like seeing him. It's just like,
I thought you didn't like him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Then all of a sudden,
you see him like this.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
yeah, because she like closes the door. She's like, oh shit, like she's like freaked out, kind of.
But you could tell she's turned on.
I mean, it seemed like it. Yeah, at least in that moment, like she was probably like, oh wow, this guy's like in better shape than she thought.
Right. She didn't see him without a shirt.
Right. Yeah.
The beginning, she did.
Yeah.
Right.
So then the mom encourages her to like invite him to this party that she was gonna go to. So she's like, my mom wants you to go. So he's like, all right, we'll go. So they go to this party, and then he meets her friend who's like the cat girl. She has a cat costume, like the cat ears and
the whole cat.
Yeah, the tail, and and they kind of have some chemistry.
Yeah.
And then some dude's like, hey, you want to hit this? Or he has a joint. And then, but she's like looking at him like, no, this guy is square. He's not gonna do that. You know, he's a military dude. You know, he's probably not gonna do that. And then he just grabs it and he like he hits it, and she's like, oh shit, like he's like this guy is for real. He's he smokes a joint all cool. He's like fucking James Dean smoking a joint. Yeah, but it's funny how shocked she is by it. And then one of the dudes there is the dude from Grandma's Boy. He's one of the friends there. Do you remember that guy? He's also in Avatar. He was in at least he's in the first one. I don't know if he's in the second or third one, but that kind of nerdy guy, he's there, which I thought was weird. I was like, why the hell is he in this? but they were saying that he has guns. Like somehow that came about. Oh, he has a lot of guns, or he knows guys who have guns, and
connection guns.
Yeah, because he was like, it's kind of funny because he was like, oh, so you're in the military? And he's like, yeah. And then he's like, well, thank you for your service. And he's like, what about you? And he's like, nah. He's like, well, you should have, like David's like, you should have signed up. And he's like all in his face. And then he's like all scared. And he's like, I'm just fucking with you. He's like, like he kind of scares him. Like, why didn't you join, asshole? Yeah, so it's kind of funny. And then he's talking with that cat girl, and her boyfriend is like being a dick, so he kind of has to like rough him up, her boyfriend, because he's like being a dick, and he kind of like apprehends him and takes him down. So then that chick is like all into it, and she's like, you want to see the rest of the house? And he's like, sure. So like that was a good segue, because then they go to the room, she gets topless, and she gets on top of him on the bed, and she says, oh, it seems like you're not into this. And he's like, oh, I'm into it. And he like pins her down, like he like flips her over. Yeah, so he hooks up. He's in town for 2 days. He hooks up. Yeah, he gets more than just fighting action. He gets other types of action. So yeah, so he talks to that dude, the nerdy dude from Avatar, and he asks him, could you get me a gun? And he's like, what do you need a gun for? He's like, I'm a soldier. I like guns. That's what he says. Soldier. Yeah. And so after that, they're back home, and we see her making him a CDR. She makes him a mixed CD, basically. Right. Remember? Like, you made tons of those, right? Yeah, I have a lot. You still do. You still make some, right? Still make some. Still have some. I'm old school, so. Yeah. No, I mean. Still have CDs. I made a shitload of those back in my day, too. I lost a lot. Still have some. Yeah. I mean, I like real mixes. I mean, it's cool to have just a whole album that, burnt. But I like specific. Each song is different. You know what I mean? That's why I do it. That's why I have a lot of mixes. Yeah, because you want to pick and choose the best songs from different albums, right? Or different, just could or different artists, or just whatever has the flow. So that was a real art form for me, and making these mixes. You had a lot of mixes as well. Yeah, I used to make a shitload of them. Yeah, a lot. And oftentimes I would like make them if I was like into some chick at school or something like that. Make her a CD. I would do that. Mix of like different. Yeah, and I'd be like, okay, she'll probably be into this, or she might like this. Right. Try to be cool, try to have some new shit on there. Right. Old shit that they maybe never heard of. So yeah, I used to love doing that. Yeah. I used to love staying up late, downloading on Napster and then making the mix. Yeah, that was the shit, man. Because you would always look forward to the next one. Right. You do something at the current time, and then new albums would drop, and you're like, oh shit, let me see if I can get, some of these new songs on a CD. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that time was just fun. Yeah, early 2000s. Yeah. Yeah, and then she gives him the CD, and then he goes to his room, and then we just see him sitting and staring in his room, and that's how okay, like there's something fucked up with this guy, like, and then he like plays the music
where you just seeing him in like a daze or like Like,
yeah, he's like staring out the window. It's like the music like really like crescendos. You're like, oh shit.
He's not as normal as we think he is. Maybe he's a little off or something.
Right.
No.
So when that's the thing, he kind of won her over at that point. If she's making him a CD, you know, she kind of he kind of won her. Yeah,
for a brief period.
Yeah, he won her over.
He didn't do it completely all the way.
Right.
We'll see later on that
exactly.
that changes. But yeah, for that time period, yes, he did.
Right. So then I guess he needed to make a call. So then she overhears him on the phone and he's saying kind of weird stuff. And she's like, what the hell? What the hell is he talking about? And she thinks it's weird. So she's like, huh. And then she heard something like him saying he needs a new face or some shit like that. And he's like, what? He's like, that's weird. So then she's like, huh, let me call the military or something. Let me see if I can ask about him, see if he's for real. So she calls and she actually gets a hold of people and they're like, hey, we got this guy. His name is David. He's here and he just seems kind of weird. I was wondering if he's legit. So they searched up his name, the military, on this random call. Yeah. And it's on his profile. It says, call KPG Technologies immediately. That's what it says on his profile.
Okay. Right.
And they're like, oh, shit. They're like, he's dangerous. Like, you need to, like, leave ASAP. And she's like, what the hell? Like,
get out of Dodge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we see the government kind of, like, putting shit together, the FBI, CIA, and then enter Lance Riddick, the late Lance Riddick.
That passed away.
Yeah. So he's kind of the head on this case. They're like, okay, you need to find him.
He's
and
basically coordinating everything.
Yeah, you need to find him and terminate him. Right. And they're like, he's like, yes, like that's my job. So, but he's great in this. His performance is the shit.
It's probably an underrated actor in general, but in this movie, I would say the best two actors were David and him.
Yeah, I would say so too.
And they're on opposite ends.
Right. So it's cool to see him
and he's the one. Yeah. They're trying to go at each other.
That's cool. It's kind of what sucks is that you wish like it kept going like till the very end.
Yeah. Because you think about it, their feud wasn't too long.
Yeah.
The last
they had very few scenes really together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then obviously David wins out because we'll get to that. He outlives that guy. So
so you could say he's the winner of their battle.
But it would have been cool if it was longer.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah. Well, I'll get to that actually too. Something even after that. So he meets up with the nerdy dude from Avatar and and then the guy Ethan Embry from Can't Hardly Wait. The actor.
They're like at a gun range, right?
Yeah, they're at some like some desert
where they were shooting guns. I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's like some kind of desert area. So they're like, okay, like here, we've got guns here. Check them out. He's looking at them all. And the Ethan Embry is explaining them all. He's like, oh, this is this Israeli Desert Eagle gun or whatever. And he's like explaining all to him. And he's like, okay, so which one do you want? And he's like, well, I'll take them all. And they're like, all? Like,
I expect him to say that. Like you can't just pick which one you want. Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. He's like, oh, I'll take them all. And he's like, okay, shit, I'll give you all of them then. And he's like, okay, how are you going to pay? And he's like, I'm not. And he
that's when it gets real. He ends up killing both.
Yeah, he kills both of them. Yeah.
Like, the other one ran.
Yeah, exactly.
But he killed
he eventually fucked him off.
That
the Avatar dude.
And another Avatar dude ran for about a couple minutes and then he just plucked him from the back.
It's like,
that was kind of pointless because you weren't going to outrun them.
Yeah, exactly.
And he didn't even run in different directions. He just ran straight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He waited on purpose.
Right.
Took his time, got his gun ready, and picked him off.
Yeah, no, but
that was another moment because that was when it officially he officially had killed someone in their eyes.
Yeah.
He was already, we could tell he was crazy, but in the movie that's the first time you see him kill.
Yeah.
And that happened to be one of her friends.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So that was another one of my moments.
No, but that's what's funny. So what he actually says in the scene is he's like, which one do you want? He's like, I'll take them all. I'm like, oh shit, like okay. And he's like, how are you gonna pay? He's like, you want to pay now? And then what he actually says is, he's like, nope, I'm going to kill you. The reactions are like, what? Like, I think you would have thought that they would have thought he was joking at that moment. Like, because it was like, why would you just say it? Even if you were going to kill him, why would you just say
Why would you even tell him? Just kill him.
Yeah, but what's funny is the Avatar guy is like, what the fuck, David? He says it like
I can't believe you want to kill us.
Yeah, like, it's just
is that going to save you from him killing you?
No, just funny because it's an awkward answer.
Back, right? Yeah.
No, yeah. Well, so that shot where he runs out, that shot where he's running and he like sticks out his gun like that. Yeah, that reminds you of Inglourious Basterds. I mean, he might have even taken it from that.
I actually didn't see that film.
That movie is fucking great. It's one of Tarantino's best.
Highly praised.
Yeah.
It's in the chamber. I gotta get to that.
Yeah, you have to see it. No, but in the beginning of the movie, there's the infamous scene. I mean, if you've seen it,
like that kind of.
It's very similar. So you see the chick, she runs out from the house, and you see the Nazi. He sees her running, but she's kind of far. So he stretches out his gun, and he has a similar, like a pistol like that.
And gets
her. Right. He's like shooting, but then he stops because he's like, she's too far at that point. Okay. And he's like, maybe I could hit her, but maybe not.
So he pulls back.
Yeah, he actually doesn't even shoot. Yeah. Because it's like she's kind of far.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then there's also a sense where he's like, maybe I want to play with her a bit more. You know what I mean? He kind of looks at it like, maybe I'll let her run. I'll give her a head start.
Like I'm letting her. See how far she can get.
Yeah, and if you see the movie, you see what kind of guy he is. So he's kind of a mastermind. Like he doesn't mind playing the long game of things. You know what I mean?
He's not in a rush to get to it.
Yeah, he might give you a year or a few.
But he's gonna get you.
Yeah, but he'll get you eventually. Yeah, so that's kind of like So, but he must have taken it. It reminded me exactly.
You're pretty sure they could have took something.
Yeah, he had to have taken that because it was so dead.
It was too.
Right. Yeah. So, and then Maika Monroe's character finds out about that. Like, so her boyfriend calls her.
That's how she found out, right?
And he tells her, Avatar. Grandma boy is dead.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, what? And she's like,
of course, the first suspect is going to be
David. Yeah.
Like, so that she would know of, or knows, which is she knows him now. So
right.
She's already. That's when the official. She was already investigating because she had called, but now she's like, I suspect him to be the killer of my friend.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna dig even deeper.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
Right. So she already. It's like she had that instinct of him being weird.
Right.
But then
this just kind of added to it.
Yeah.
Now it's like I gotta just have proof that you killed him. I already know you're a bad person. You're lying to us about who you are, but now you're a killer and you just killed my friend.
Yeah,
I just gotta prove it. That's kind of where I think her mind was.
Right. Exactly. So and then her boyfriend, he gets pulled over by the cops, I think.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And so they kind of think he had something to do with it.
Which he did.
Yeah. But he's like kind of being framed somewhat. Like not necessarily.
Because they know that he's the boyfriend, he knows her, and she knew him.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, maybe he did it.
Yeah. And he's like, he's like a drug dealer. He's like a local drug dealer or something.
All right. So they would think he did it, but.
Yeah.
And even the dad was convinced that when she told him about the boyfriend later, he's like, oh, that guy was bad anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Like the boyfriend.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't care for him.
So she goes to work and she sees that cat girl there and she's sad too. Well, she's working there. They know about the guy dying.
The situation.
And back at home, the little brother is showing David how to carve a pumpkin.
No. Then they all come home, right? I think.
Right.
The dad comes home or she comes home.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Right. So then she talks to her mom in private and she's like, I called the army base and they said that this guy is really dead. Like whoever David is he's dead. And so, but she's like, what the hell are you talking about? She doesn't believe him. And so it's like that typical situation where something is up but nobody believes you. So
you got to try to convince everybody.
And then David continues giving his wisdom to the little brother.
Yeah, he's having talks with him as they're doing their carving.
He tells him, don't let anybody pick on you. Bring a knife with you to school.
He lets him have the knife.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's like, oh, where'd you get that knife from? He's like, you can have it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's like, I think he said I have more or something like that.
Yeah.
He's like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's like that K-bar, like that military knife, that hardcore knife. And so he says like, oh, bring a knife with you to school. And he's like,
protection.
He's like, burn down their houses with their families in them. And he's like, damn, this guy doesn't play.
And it's good because the next part, when you might get to it, is he has an altercation with another kid in school.
Right.
We can get to that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to overstep. And that's a good part.
That comes in handy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So her boyfriend calls her and he's in jail and he tells her that they found the gun that killed Craig in his car. So she's like, what the fuck? And hangs up, and she's like, "Oh, Zeke is in jail, and they're saying that they found the gun in his car." And the dad's like, "Well, I fucking hated that guy." he's like, he was never a pillar of this community.
The dad is almost like, I'm glad.
Yeah, exactly. Like
you're telling me, like, it's
like I've been trying to get you away from it.
Yeah. So this actually helps
Just
me.
forces the issue.
Right. I'm happy that this happened.
Yeah.
I'm
So
not sad about it at all.
yeah, and then so Maika, she just decides to just bluntly
She just
blur it out.
Him, right? Oh, this guy is something. Right?
Yeah, she points out, she's like, "David, like I just called the military and they said he was dead." And
they show him, he's just looking.
Yeah,
He doesn't really say anything.
Yeah, he's just like, I think he's just in shock of the whole.
Yeah, the fact that she put him on blast in front of everybody.
Yeah, and they're kind of looking at him like, well, like what is this?
Like, what are you gonna say, David?
Yeah.
Is this true or not?
Yeah.
He's just like looking.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but then he shows the dog tags. It was like, that don't mean shit. That doesn't necessarily have.
That was the only thing he lended, right?
Yeah.
Because when he was there, I remember him pulling out the tag.
Yeah.
But I think they kind of bought it a little bit. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think they didn't want to believe her. I think that's why. Yeah.
They're kind of like, nah, I'm not willing to believe you.
Yeah.
He's like, I carry him everywhere I go with me, or something like that. He said, right? The tags.
Yeah.
To that degree, because he had them on him. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she's just like, "Fuck you." She walks away. And the mom's like, "Hey, Anna," like very white, like she just cuts it. She's just like, "Hey, Anna," like really softly.
But she did say "fuck you," but pretty strong.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he's just like that
kind of hurt a little
children bit. These days, like he's like trying to be all like innocent.
But then I think he goes to her room and they have a talk or something, right?
Yeah.
Like I thought he was gonna kind of antagonize her for her doing
right. I thought he would be
kind of like more pissed off. Like, why'd you do that? But he wasn't. He went in there. I forgot what he said, but they had a moment together.
Yeah, like
he walks out.
He goes up to her room and then she's crying and she's pissed off and he just says, "Oh, I'm sorry about Craig," and he finds this CD that she made and he's like, "Oh, you made this?" And she's like, "Yeah." Oh.
He's like, "Can I keep it or something?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, listen to it." Well, that's towards the end before he walks out.
Yeah, but it's just weird. Like
it was a weird moment. It was weird. And then from like I thought you were gonna be like on her ass.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you were more like, "Oh, you made this?"
Like, yeah.
I was like, "Why are you worried about the CD for? That's not. That should be the least of your."
Yeah, right? I think they're just trying to show how weird he is. You know what I mean? How creepy he is.
Because the average person would have thought he wanted to beat the
would have been more serious about it.
He actually made light of the situation, talking about a CD, like
right. Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. So then she tells her brother, because he wasn't around, she tells him, "I called the army," and the whole thing.
So just so you know, this guy is bad. Watch out for him. He's not who he says he is. Yeah. But the brother's not really buying it.
Yeah, he kind of keeps it in the back of his head.
He heard it, but I don't think he really fully like, "Oh yeah, she's telling the truth."
Yeah, exactly.
He kind of just like took it with a grain of salt, like, okay, that's what she's saying. But
yeah, exactly. So back in class, he's there, and then one of the a-hole jocks
kids mess
from the bar. Yeah, he calls him the F word in the class. So then that kid he thinks of David, kind of. He just reacts and he punches him in the chin where David hit him. You know, he's like, "Oh, fuck!" And then he hits him with a yardstick in the face.
And then it finally gets stopped. But David, in the end, saved them because they were going to suspend him.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to get to that, and I like how David's like, "Well, what did he call them?" Yeah, he's like, isn't that a hate crime or something like that?"
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he turns to the teacher, is like, "We can give him detention. Is that okay?" It's like, I like how David did that. He's like, we'll take that.
No, like
he's something like that.
He's like he's like if Ferris Bueller was a assassin or something. Yeah, like he's like smooth, like he can maneuver out of shit. Yeah, exactly.
A guest of the house stepped in and turned a suspension all the way into a detention. For,
I think and he gave his son like something to be proud. He's like, I kicked these guys' ass. You know what I mean? Like he gave him like
he turned it around. Because I think if the mom would have talked, she just would have took it.
Yeah,
been like,
exactly.
Okay, I'm sorry my son did that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
we'll just go to another school, or we'll just take the suspension. But David was like, no, we're not taking that.
Yeah,
kind of because like he's the one that convinced him to be that way.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you convince him to be that way, you got to find a way out of this.
Right.
That's probably why David took it. Like, no, I'm not going to accept that.
Right.
Like he said a hateful word.
Yeah.
And saying that word, and he reacted, and so it's only right that you don't suspend them all the way.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah,
that was a good scene.
Yeah, and so when he's sitting in the principal's office, David and the mom come up, and David's like, "Oh, what'd you do?" And he's like, "Oh, he called me the F word, so I hit him." Yeah. And he's like so proud. He's like, "That's right." Pride in his face. Yeah, exactly. And so the principal wants to expel the son. Yeah. And that's what he says. He's like, what did he call him? And he's like, "Oh, I don't think that's relevant to the principal's like, I don't think that's relevant to the thing."
Makes him say it. He's
like,
yeah. See, I think that's
It's like, did he call him the F word? And he's like, well, yeah. And he's like, so that makes it a hate crime. And he keeps like escalating it. Yeah. And he's like, I'm gonna take this to the city.
He's like, I'll take it beyond this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, we're gonna get our lawyers on this.
Yeah, that's when he gets kind of scared.
Yeah. And he's like, whoa.
We don't need to do all that. He's like,
yeah. And it's funny because the principal's like, I didn't even know he was gay.
He doesn't even say that he is or isn't.
Yeah.
He just
exactly. And the mom was like,
what's going on?
Yeah.
Gay. Was my son gay?
Yeah. So yeah, the principal reduces it to after school suspension for a month.
Yeah. He's like, we'll take that.
So he's like, yeah, exactly.
And then that kid asks, well, what happened? He's like, you're after school suspension for David tells him like what happened. Yeah. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so the brother loves
and they kind of take that as a win.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm still in school, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they kick me out of it. So
yeah. So the brother loves it, and he tells his sister Anna, but then Anna tells him, oh, he killed Craig. And he's like,
once again, I don't think
he's like, oh, I don't care. So yeah, he tells David, he's like, oh, my sister told me that you killed Craig.
He's like, but I don't believe it or something like that. Or...
No, he says, oh, and I know that you're not David Collins. He's like, but I don't care.
Right.
He's like, I know you changed your face. He's like, I'm not gonna tell anybody. And he's like, why not? He's like, because we're friends, right?
Yeah.
So, and then David's like, thank you. Like he acts really funny in this. I think.
Like his answers are more or less.
Yeah, and then so this next sequence is probably like my favorite of the movie. I think in a way.
Where is this?
The sequence
when they come to the house.
Yeah, when they come to the house.
That's your favorite because
probably
in like what do you call that where they have the clothes?
The mom is drying clothes. She's hanging them on the line, and he's like, "Let me help you."
And it's funny because at first you see him, and then you don't because he knows they're coming.
Right.
Then you don't. Well, let's see him anymore. And then out there it's just a shootout.
Yeah, he's holding the basket of clothes, and he looks over and you see like 5 or 6 cars, SUVs.
And luckily, they live where it's kind of far to drive in.
Exactly.
So it gave him enough time to be like, okay, get inside the house. Obviously,
he sees them in the distance. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah. So you don't see him anymore right there with her. He's like inside.
Yeah.
They come up and be like, hey, do you know this man right here? Or whatever. They have his picture.
Yeah. Riddick comes out.
And she's like, yeah, he was just.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, he's right here. She's like, yeah. It
gets pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a shootout at that point.
Right. Exactly. And
he's shooting back at them as well. They're shooting at him and shooting at them.
Yeah.
And then it's funny, he sees her in the house. I'm kind of going faster. And he's like, David, he's like, I'm sorry. I haven't been as honest.
Exactly.
It kind of comes out, and then he realizes, I have to kill you.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah. And she's like, what?
And he kind of just does it.
Yeah.
He gets a knife.
Cold-blooded. Yeah. That's how you know he's a bad dude.
Yeah.
He's a bad dude.
Because if he had any goodness, he wouldn't have killed her. He could have spared her.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's like, no, like, I have to go through with it.
Yeah.
He did go through with it. So,
yeah.
He should have died at that point anyway, probably, because the shooting might.
She might have been in the crossfire.
But he just went ahead and just did it himself. Like, I'm just gonna take care of this.
Yeah, but they shoot mad rounds here, like both sides. Him shooting.
There's a lot of shots in that house, like cold bullet. And then on top of that, he gets out. He was smart because he shot the tires.
Right, exactly.
And the black guy that was
Riddick is about to take it. He's like, fuck.
He's taking the car. It's just he's rolling on a flat tire.
Yeah, exactly.
He still gets.
He got him.
Drivable.
He sees that. He's like, fuck.
Yeah. He was smart. He's like, he takes her car, I think, right? Or the car that was there.
Yeah.
One of their cars.
Yeah, he takes her car.
And then he shoots the tires before he pulls off.
Right.
Like, smart move, David. Smart.
Yeah. That whole sequence is it's one of the best, I think.
No, it's a good shooting. It's a good shooting because the movie is not action based.
Yeah. But there's a lot of action right there.
That scene is very action filled. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, to me, that's better than a lot of fucking Fast and Furious shit like that whole sequence.
And they spent all this money trying to do action based. And this movie only has, that was the last sequence. really going into the last sequence of the film, and it was just done well. Yeah, I agree with you. It was just done well.
Yeah, and all those dudes taking him on, and he was able to get through it.
He held his own. Yeah, they didn't get him, so he killed a few of them, right? Then he got in the car and left.
Yeah,
right?
He kills a few of them. Yeah,
he was able to get a couple guys.
Right.
Obviously, the chase is on. The detective guy's after him. I think he goes to the diner.
Right. Yeah.
Well, because he actually ends up killing the dad. I remember all this now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The dad's driving, and then I think he hits him head on.
Because he's driving. Yeah, the car is driving out, and the dad is driving in.
And then he tries to talk to him, and
he's like, "Oh, is that David?"
Yeah.
He's like David, and he's like kind of honking the horn, and he just crashes into him.
Right, and then after that, he's still alive, and then he just shoots him. I think.
Yeah, exactly. He's like there. He's like, and he comes up, he's like, David.
So he's like, at this point, he's like, oh, he wasn't.
He doesn't give a shit.
No talking. He's like, David.
I'm just killing anyone who's in my way.
Right, you get in my way. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Or what happens. So then,
Yeah, so Riddick,
you can go from there.
He finds Anna. He finds her at the restaurant, and he's like, okay, like,
he's looking for
you need to come with me. And he's like, your family is dead, like, except for your brother. Yeah, and he says it so matter-of-factly, and she's like, what? But you can't, like, process the emotions. Like, he's saying, your mother and father are dead. Like, this guy is, he's going to kill you, too.
Now she knows that this
he's like, you need to come with me. So then she goes with him. And they drive off, and then David goes to the restaurant.
There, he's like, where is she looking for her?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, she just left. And then he kills her. He kills the girl.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. Oh, he throws a bomb in there.
He throws grenades. Yeah, so he goes into the restaurant. He's like limping. He's like, where is she? And she's like, oh, she just left. And then he just walks out. And, he shoots that.
He shoots her, and then he throws it for the rest of the people in there.
Yeah, and it was just people just eating.
It's just random people. You didn't even have to kill them.
And he like rolls them in there. He rolls the grenades in there. Then
and then you just see them come out. And it's like,
and all of a sudden you hear on the soundtrack, "Because I love you, I'll do anything."
Perfect timing, right? Like, I don't know.
But at least they used it, because to me, Stevie B is the shit. Like, he has some tight ass songs, but nobody uses his songs in movies
until then. Right? I mean, I don't know if it's been used in a lot of.
Not that I know. Maybe randomly in some '80s shit, but but this is the only.
Shout out to the director and people.
Shout out to Adam Wingard for using Stevie B.
You put that in there. I mean, I'm sure Stevie appreciates it, right? To hear his song.
Got something, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's why I plan on using "Spring Love" sometime in some movie. Stevie B.
So now it's on to the school, right? Because they go, the brother's at the school, so they have to go get the brother, and then he realizes, I need to go to the school. David.
Yeah.
So now they're all meeting up at the school.
Right. And on the way there, Riddick explains to Anna, oh, David was part of a medical experiment with the military. So he's almost like a super soldier.
Was he ever with the military then, or he was?
Yeah, I guess he was. Yeah.
But he was
at least as an experiment. I don't know if he was
actually.
But I'm sure he was a soldier there. But I have a feeling that's the thing. He's basically like Captain America if Captain America was a bad guy, kind of.
So like you are part of it, but you're like kind of
like they used him, but then he decided he wanted to do his own shit. He wanted.
So he wasn't really a part of it all the way.
Yeah, anymore? He left it to just steal money and shit and do crazy shit. So he explains that to her on the way to the school. So
they're off to get the brother.
Yeah, they go to the school.
He shows up and last showdown.
Yeah, the brother is helping set up for their Halloween dance that they're gonna have.
It's like it turned into like a maze kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like a Halloween fun house maze.
Like you walk in and find your way.
But it's cool. I like how.
No, it's cool to have that setup too.
Yeah,
and it's
with the mirrors,
because it's good for a showdown. Because now it's like it's going to be hard for them to find each other because it's a maze.
Yeah,
it's like a regular school.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you got to go through. There's like smoke.
It's harder to see.
I think one of them's shooting and you can't see him anymore.
Right. Yeah. To me, this is like the greatest school haunted house ever. Like I don't think any school has been better made than this.
Yeah.
This is like $1 million production for this.
Yeah, I can't think of too many school Halloween movies that have this setting. There's some, but of the ones that there are, this might be at the top of it.
Yeah, there probably was an inappropriate use of taxpayer money for this to build that maze.
Yeah,
it went a little overboard.
Yeah.
But then there's like this nerdy hipster teacher guy there. He's like kind of instructing.
He gets caught in the crossfires and dies too.
Yeah.
But he's happy.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, you can't be in here. Like David, when David comes in,
David's just like,
yeah, he just that was so hella quick. He's just like,
wrong answer. I can't be here.
Yeah. So that guy had like 1 second of screen time and he died. Yeah, and so they enter into the funhouse, into the maze, and the cool shots with the mirror, and then like seeing Riddick. Like I love seeing him in the mirror. Like you see him like multiple times. It really has that Enter the Dragon type of look.
That was well done.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, the shots were really captivating.
Yeah, and he shoots and he does hit Riddick. He does end up hitting him.
He got him, I think.
Yeah. You were hoping that he hit a mirror, but it was really him.
You got him.
Right. Yeah, so you see him, he's kind of stumbling and he's bleeding.
At that point, he's probably not going to make it.
Yeah.
Because if you shot him once, you just finish him off.
Right, yeah. And so Anna and the brother are trying to run out, trying to run away from David.
It's basically just them now.
Yeah. You see, Riddick is crawling at that point.
He's almost done.
And so she leaves her brother hiding in a room while she runs out.
She's like, just stay here, don't come out, basically.
Exactly.
For your safety.
Right. Yeah. And so she fools him because he sees some shoes there and he's like, oh, I got you. And then like he goes and then he's like, oh, like, and he shoots and like it was just, she just left her shoes there. She just tricked him by just leaving her shoes there. He's like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden the place starts to burn and it's like, oh shit, like, okay, you got to get out of here now. And then she hits him in the shoulder, and there's so much damn smoke in there. Like,
it is. They put a lot of smoke in there.
Yeah. And
see where you're going after that.
Right. And then so she hits him in the shoulder, and he's on the ground, and then he stabs her and tries to choke her, but then her brother comes out of nowhere, like we were saying, like as loyal as he was to him, he had to
stab him once and then finished him on the second one.
And he literally stabs him in the back.
But the funny thing is, he stabbed him with the same knife he gave him.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, David says, good job. You did the right thing or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the last thing he says.
Yeah.
Obviously just...
Yeah, and then he stabs him in the chest. Yeah.
And that's when he says that.
Yeah. He falls on the ground.
Don't feel bad. You did the right thing.
So you did the right thing. I don't blame you. And you just see him there. And then I love the cool shot of the smoke like flowing over his body. It's like engulfing him. It's really cool.
It adds to because he was a mysterious guy. So the smoke shows that, right? Like he's mysterious, but now he's dying with the smoke going over.
Yeah.
All of that.
No, it's
he was a mysterious dude. He's a guest. You don't really know who he is. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
Symbolically, I don't know if that's why they use smoke, but it fits now that you think about it.
Yeah.
And
there's something almost like Lost Boys-ish about that too. Like just like the smoke.
You don't see him after that. The smoke just goes over him.
Like when you see David in Lost Boys, his body when he's like stabbed with the antlers.
Yeah.
And you see him like resting there and like the kind of smoke that it's not as heavy as the smoke in this, but
it's still smoke over him.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's good.
Yeah, and
is it?
Well, no, there's a little coda here. So the cops and firefighters show up and they're using these shock blankets. Like they put those on, like the guy in Dumb and Dumber, like the Lauren Holly's husband at the end of Dumb and Dumber, he has these shock blankets. Because they say if you're in shock, you need to put a blanket on, calm down from that. So they're wearing those. But then she looks over and they see some guy limping out, and she looks over at him like, who the hell's that? Like, who's this guy limping out in the firefighter uniform? Yeah, and then it kind of zooms in on that guy's face, on that firefighter's face, and you see his eyes, and she's like, what the fuck? And then ends right there. Yeah, and it is him. Yeah, it looks like him, right?
Who else would it be?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So yeah, it ends right there.
What a way to end
the guest. And that's the thing. I was thinking, they should have did a sequel. They could have done one.
I think so. Right? I mean, now it's kind of weird because you waited 12 years.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's kind of forgotten.
Yeah.
But if you would have did it, a year or two after, it would have been good.
Well, let me tell you what I found in some research here. It says, while a feature film sequel was never produced, Lakeshore Records released in 2022 a sequel in the form of an 80s synth-inspired soundtrack entitled The Guest 2 Original Soundtrack. The soundtrack features contributions by Ogre Sound, Steve Moore, Ghost Cop, Adam Wingard, Xander Harris, and Lone Runner. Later that year, Wingard noted that the sequel soundtrack was originally intended as a fun music-based project, but teased that it has inspired him and Barrett to potentially pursue a feature-length sequel, and that Stevens has expressed interest in reprising his role. Wingard also teased that the sequel may become a limited series instead of a film. So there's that. And they said in 2024, Wingard revealed that he and Stevens discussed potential ideas while filming Godzilla vs. Kong, The New Empire, and that he included a track from the Guest 2 soundtrack in the film for fans. The track Hardwired by Jordan F. was featured in a scene where characters played by Stevens, Rebecca Hall, and Kaylee Hoddle approach a Hollow Earth aircraft. So here it says, Wingard also expressed regret over not filming the sequel before Reddick's death, stating that Reddick's character would have been brought back. So he didn't die there. Like he would have brought him back. Yeah. But since he's dead now in real life, then, yeah. So that sucks. So, we don't know if there'll ever be a sequel.
You can get someone else to play Riddick, but
yeah,
I don't know.
It's not the same though. He was too good. He was really good.
Yeah. Maybe it's not in the making for that.
Yeah, maybe it's not meant to be.
As a standalone film, it's still
it's great. I think it's great. I love it.
Sequel or no sequel, it's good time.
It's always fun to rewatch it, and I like showing it to people who haven't seen it and seeing their reactions. Yeah. Like when I saw your reaction for the first time. I love that. I love seeing
it's just underrated because it's a movie that's not too it's not too many things going on. It's a simple story.
Yeah.
But it's a captivating story because it's like there could be some realism in this.
Yeah.
It's far-fetched for someone to have someone in the military and then someone say, hey, I served with your... But random people do go up to people and maybe I'm an old friend of so-and-so.
Yeah.
I could see something similar to this happening.
Someone trying to pull a lie.
Yeah. So, that makes it intriguing. And, the mysteriousness of the guy as you learn the guy.
Right.
Who's trying to play like the good guy because he's helping the son.
Yeah.
But he's really not a good guy. He's a killer. So as you see it unfold, it is what makes it. You know what I mean? Because you want to see, is this guy who he is? Is he something different? And he does a good job at hiding it in the first. And in the end, as like he told her, I haven't been honest. And so it was good how he was able to play it up to a certain point. And then once the water broke, so to speak, he just, he was killing and there was no turning back.
Right.
So
exactly.
It was good.
Any other words on this film, or
No, I just highly recommend it for those who haven't watched it. I think it's a great watch, and for a B-rated movie, I think it did its job.
Right. Yeah. I think it's.
I would like to see that actor David Stevens playing more movies.
Dan Stevens, yeah.
Dan Stevens playing more movies that are maybe similar, but I don't want him to get typecasted. But I just think he played this role so well. So if he's out there, I would like to see him do more thrillers like this.
Yeah, me too. That's the thing. I think he has the look where he could be doing action movies. He could be doing...
Maybe it took him to play this for me to see that, because I think he has been in other movies that are not like this, like Beauty and the Beast or whatever.
Yeah, he's been in other...
And if I didn't see him in this, I wouldn't look at it like this. But now that I've seen him in this, I know he can play it. So now I'm like, if there's any role that can have this kind of a thriller feel, I think he would nail it.
Yeah, like I could even see him in a Mission Impossible type of movie, you know what I mean? Where he's like the lead action guy,
or like a Taken almost.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Where it's like Liam Neeson, where you're getting revenge on someone that's wronged your family.
Right, I could see him in roles. I could maybe even see him as a type of Bond.
So you can see him as a good guy. He's essentially the bad guy.
Yeah, he's the bad guy.
He's playing good, but he's bad.
Yeah,
but we can see him as the good guy the whole way.
Yeah, I can see him as an action star, as an action hero.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So it's good. You don't see him just in a bad light. We can see him playing the good guy role.
Yeah, but it shows you his range, because he's mostly done kind of like dramas and romantic comedies.
So this was kind of a stretch.
Yeah, this is different for him. But it shows you that he can do a wide variety of stuff, and I would love to see him in straight action movies. I think he would kill it.
That's my final take on it. I hope you see him in other stuff. And
we want you to do action.
Even if you don't, at least you did this. This was good. This is rewatchable. I've seen it at least 4 or 5 times now.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good.
Every time I watch it, I don't get like, oh, this is not good. Every time it lives up to the same.
Right, exactly.
This was a good movie.
Yeah, You're like, damn, like I love this part. I love that part.
It doesn't lose any value to me.
No.
That's how you know it's a good movie.
Right.
Some things you watch, you're like, oh, I don't like it as much.
Yeah.
Anymore. I still like it the same. I liked it back when I watched it the first time you showed it.
Right. So, yeah, exactly.
That's my.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us today on Briterion Bollection. The movie we talked about today was The Guest, starring Dan Stevens, Maika Monroe, directed by Adam Wingard. This is our first episode of the new year, so a little rusty, but we're getting back at it.
Yeah, it takes time. Just like once you get back in the groove, you'll get there.
Back in the motion of the ocean. We plan on doing other ones next month.
Yeah, Michael Jordan's birthday's coming up.
Right.
Maybe we can do something along the lines of that.
Maybe
Space Jam.
Yeah, we could do a Space Jam 2.0.
Yeah, LeBron did it too, but we're Jordan guys. But
yeah, exactly.
We'll touch on that later.
Yeah, other Black History movie month. I think.
Yeah, I forgot Black History Month next month, so maybe we can do some Black films or something.
Right.
Whatever we come up with, we'll be back in action.
Yeah, so stay tuned. Thanks for listening to Briterion Bollection. Peace.